All right, so we hadn't done a video in a while. As you said in the last video, I've been kind of hobbling for the last couple of days. The swellings went down. I'm walking pretty good, or at least I'm walking. Hobbling a little bit, but we got to get to work because, well, first thing, you can see the white Chevy's not sitting in here. It actually drove out of here, washed it today. I'm gonna have to put some injectors in it. It's got a few more little issues and little tweaks, but it's pretty close to being done. But next up, what I'm gonna be focused on over the next probably 2 days is engine bills. Engine bills, because I've got a lot. As you can see, how many can you see in the frame? You can see 3 in the frame. There's a Cleveland, there's an FE, and there's a Chevy motor there somehow. We won't hate on it. There's another FE over there. There's 2 more FEs behind the camera that you can't see, and another Chevy motor right over there. All need to get built. What do we need to get them done? Well, I have everything except cam bearings for all the FEs. I need to get cam bearings back in. The Chevy motors, I'm missing some tins for the Chevy motors. There's no big deal there. The Cleveland motor, I need rod and main bearings. But let's take a look at each one of these and kind of what we're doing here and what it is. This is the Cleveland that you've seen on probably a prior short or two that we're going to be doing. It's been sitting around here about a year waiting its turn. It's kind of a special motor. If you'll go back and watch the short, there's not enough light over it right this minute, but if you'll go back and watch the short, I can't remember the title of it at the moment, but go back and watch the short. You'll see me pull the bag off of it. Wasn't long ago. This motor has enough metal flake in the paint to make a bass boat jealous. It is a gold motor with gold metal flake in it and heavily cleared. This is an obnoxious it's an obnoxious engine. This is a 30 over. Cleveland should make it 357, should make it 357 cubic inches. It has some aftermarket pistons that is going to bump up the compression. It should be about 10-to-1 compression right in there. We have a cam spec'd out. The cam is not here yet. I haven't paid for it. Then it'll come. We have the cam spec'd out. We have the crank sitting for it right over there. Pistons are over there. I'm really waiting on the correct main and rod bearings, and I can start smacking this thing together. It's already got the cam bearings installed. I'm waiting on rod and main bearings. It's got cam bearings already installed in it, and it's already bored. It's already home. It's literally waiting on a couple of bearings, and we can start banging on this girl right here pretty quick. Next up, let's talk about this particular FE. If you're following along with the 63 truck build Wayland, this is actually the motor for Wayland. Now, this has been a stock 390, nothing special, but we're changing that. It's still a 390. It's going to be 40 over. I have the pistons already over there. Yeah, I have the pistons and rings already over there. I have the crank right over there. Already have a cam for it. Literally, I have everything for this engine to build this engine but cam bearings. I don't have cam bearings for it yet. So that is the next step, is to get the cam bearings and get them installed so that we get the motor going for Wayland. I am keeping a close eye on what I spend on it. I've tore it down. I've cleaned it up. Yeah, this is the heartbeat for Wayland, and it's going to be pretty good. Let's talk about the other 2 FEs while I'm sitting here. Both I'm waiting on cam bearings for. One is going to be, it's sitting right there. One is going to be an all date coded and part number correct 410 cubic inch Mercury motor. Yes, I understand that technically you can build a 410 by taking a 390 block, putting a 428 crank, but in order for it to be 410, it has to be a standard bore 390. This block is not here. This one's 40 over. So I took a long time, searched the world over and thought I found true love. Oh, wait, wrong line. I have after a lot of searching, a perfect stock bore 390 block or 410 block with the correct date codes, correct numbers and all on it to build a 410. I already have the correct pistons, the correct rods, we have the correct crank, the correct heads. So I literally have everything right now to slam this 410 together. So that is also there. Sitting right over there is an engine for a customer build. Now he wants basically a stock rebuild 390 for his truck. I think it's got a 360 in it, but he just wants to step it up to a 390, kind of a stock rebuild. So basically what he's getting is a warmed up 390. It's gonna have a 30 over bore, just standard pistons, nothing fancy in it. It's gonna have kind of a mild cam in it, what a lot of people used to refer to as the RV style cam. Basically all that means is a cam that has a lower RPM range that works well for trucks, for towing or anything of that nature. So it's not gonna be anything over the top crazy. It's just gonna be more of a stock build. Really the only upgrade that it's gonna have above a stock motor is we're gonna put aluminum intake on it, and we're gonna use the Elderbrock Performer intake, which is really just an aluminum stock intake. It's not over the top crazy. So that motor is just gonna be a basic kind of replacement engine. So that's the two FEs over there. That's the Cleveland and that's the FE here. Now right here we have a very special small block Chevy. And you can tell it still needs a few things. It's not exactly done. There's no valve covers. There's no tins at all, no distributor in it. But if you followed along with the channel, then you've seen where I was building a special engine. This engine I built for my daughter. This is Pontiac Blue. My daughter has a 79 Pontiac Firebird that she drove in high school. After she graduated high school, she went out and bought her a new car. I drove the Firebird for a little while, blowed a head gasket, but it was nothing special car. It was just a 79 Firebird, had a 301, I believe, in it. So my options were to eventually pull that motor back out and just freshen up that motor and put it back together, or go a different route with it. At one time I considered selling the car. My daughter is very fond of that car, and she's actually talked to me about that car a few times. So I came up with the idea. She actually got married back in December. So I came up with the idea before December. I wanted to give her an engine for a wedding present. I know that's a weird wedding present to give a young lady, but I mean, look around, she grew up with it. So I wanted to give her an engine for a wedding present. I put this engine together and got it all together for her, mostly together. You can see, like I said, it's missing the tins and distributor and a couple of little things, but I got this motor together and gave it to her for a wedding present with a stipulation that the only way it would go in the car is she helped me finish it and put it in the car. So that's where it's at now. Now, I've got a couple of little things to do to it for it to actually be ready to go in the car, but there's time, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to knock those couple of little things out and just go ahead and get it done. But what this motor is nothing. This motor is nothing over the top crazy. This is a 350 4-bolt main. It is 40 over. And I have flat top pistons in it, 2 valve relief flat top pistons. It's got a set of, I don't even remember what the number are on these heads. They're like a aftermarket double hump head, I believe. It's got a Edelbrock intake on it. It's the Toker 2 intake on it. It's got I would consider kind of a mild cam. It's a little on the medium size, I guess, for this motor. This is a 472, 480 or 472, 479, something like that, lift cam. I got the specs over there. It's not crazy over the top, but it should make decent horsepower, and it should be a major upgrade from the little 301 that's in the car. So those are the 5 engine builds that you will see over the next video, or maybe 2 videos. You'll see a lot on these motors. The very next one I think you will see me start on, honestly, it's probably going to be one of the FEs, because I have the stuff here except for cam bearings for the FEs. I'm waiting on rod and main bearings for the Cleveland. I'm waiting on, well, I don't have the 10s and stuff for this one yet. So yeah, it'll definitely be an FE, and I'm waiting on some cam bearings, and I'm supposed to get a shipment in tomorrow. Not sure if the bearings will be in they're supposed to be, but who knows nowadays. This one is going in Wayland. You will see the short block assembled on this channel in the next few days probably, but you'll only see the short block assembled because I've got a special set of heads that I'm putting on it and a special intake I'm putting on it. The heads I already have, and technically the intake I already have, I just haven't went and picked it up yet. The heads have been around here for a long time, and you've seen the heads many times. The heads are actually the heads that I've ran on the Galaxy since 2019. There's going to be some changes to the Galaxy, and it's going to free me up a set of heads. And if I'm going to have those heads, I put enough time into those heads that I'm not just going to lay them down here somewhere and forget about them. I'm going to use them, and I think Wayland is the perfect fit for those heads. So you'll see the short block assembled, and then when I get the parts to replace the parts on the Galaxy, they will come off and they will go on here. Probably straight off there and straight on here, and this will be done. The intake I actually bought on Marketplace, and technically I bought it before I ever started the budget build, but to be fair, I will claim the full amount that I paid for the intake on the build sheet that we're doing back here, just to be fair, so there's no hidden numbers in there. So this isn't going to be crazy over the top. This right here is going to be with the pistons I'm going to put in it and those heads, this engine will probably be a 10-to-1 compression, 10.5-to-1, somewhere in there. I'm going to put a pretty decent cam in it, pretty healthy cam in it. I'm going to have to, because of the induction system that's going on it, and I'm saving that. You'll see what I'm talking about with that. There's a good chance that I may go roller cam with this. And that's going to lead back to, again, I'm making some changes to the car. It'll be laying here, so I may go in there and do that. This engine, I need it to stay street friendly, so I don't want to get crazy with it, but I want it to make enough power to where the truck is fun to drive. So you already know about the stock rebuild. The 410 is going to be true to what a 410 was in that era, with the exception of the cam. We're putting a little bit rowdier cam in it than what it would come with. Other than that, it's going to be true to a 410. So I'm excited about it. And also, probably this weekend, as long as all the ducks line up in a row, those special parts for the Galaxy will be here, and that's going to allow me to do something here. So the next engines you see, or the next series of videos you see, will most likely be FE builds, just because of the parts availability. You will see the short block get assembled on this. You will see the customer FE get built, and you're going to see You may see the entire 410 build, but I know you'll see the short block get built on the 410 as well. I definitely will have 2 short blocks built and a complete FE built over the next few days, providing those cam bearings show up like they're supposed to. The Cleveland is probably going to be at least another week out before I actually start on the Cleveland, and it's going to be a fun build as well. So I hope y'all stay tuned for them. These is more of a talking video than an actual doing anything video. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to see these builds go down. I'm going to show you how you can build an engine, especially this engine. This engine right here, I'm going to show you how you can build a healthy FE without spending a ton of money. And we're going to be fair about everything. We're keeping track of all the budget, and everything that goes in here will be documented, and I think you're going to enjoy this build. The Cleveland's just, it's there just to be over the top. It's there to scare women and children. That's what it's there for. So there's nothing going to be friendly of any kind about that build. You'll just have to stay tuned for that. So hopefully you subscribe and hit that little bell so you'll get notifications. The very next video you see me put out, we will be working on one of these FE motors. It's probably, the first one will probably be a combination of a couple of these FE motors, because they all need the same thing. So if I'm geared up to say put cam bearings in this one, I might as well put cam bearings in them all at one time, and then come back and put galley plugs or whatever. I might as well put them all in and just boom, 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 and boom, 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 boom. So you will see some FE content coming in the very next video, and it's probably going to be FE overload for the next few episodes, or at least the next couple of episodes. So I hope y'all stay tuned. I hope y'all subscribe, and thank you for all the people that reached out, wishing me well to get better with my ankle. I am moving around good. She's a little sore, but you'll get over it, right? So God bless y'all. I hope the Lord blesses you today, and I will see you on the next episode with an Engine Palooza. Y'all guys stay tuned.